Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back for some more EVE Online. Welcome also to Perimeter and the Tranquility Trading Tower, the Keep Star in Perimeter, where lots of trading is actually happening, especially buying, of course, because of the lower taxes. I'm actually here to grab some of the stuff that, well, has been sold to me not in Jita, but in the tower itself. So some Textiles, some Mjolnir Javelin missiles and some fertilizers as well. That is the one drawback of doing trading this way. It is that from time to time, well, you have to grab stuff that has been sold outside of the Jita 4.4 station, but it's not a big hassle, and compared to the taxes that this saves you, it is definitely worth it. So let's take a quick look here at my market orders. At the moment, I want to give you guys a bit of a trade upgrade, of course. What I'm trying to do, sell an implant that I found from exploration, of course. 31.5 million should be possible. We're still trying to sell the hounds for 39 million. That trade has not really materialized, but all of my other trades, almost all of my other trades have actually worked out. So let's take a look at that with the trying to sell. For instance, the helium isotopes, I still had that trade order going as well. Bought them for 565, actually sold them for 739. And if we look at the Jita prices, they're already up to 766, in fact, for the helium isotopes. Not super clear on the chart, but definitely a nice upswing from this bottom area down here. And bought for 565. Well, if we try and get something like that going on the chart, you can see that I bought very close to the bottom. So that's another nice trade in actually decent volumes, more than 100 million, which for me is a decent volume. That has worked out, so I'm very happy with that one, and we are going to put that one into trades made. Next up, let's take a quick look at stuff that I've been trying to buy actually. So we've got the water-cooled CPUs. They've continued to go down, and so normally I have them in a Jita. Water-cooled CPUs, there we go. Grab 2,000 of those for a price of 6,900 ISK. Now, first buyer coming in, 7,100 ISK, and sellers 7,300. Not really enough of a margin to make a trade, but if you look at this chart, we managed to grab these below 7,000 ISK. That is an incredibly good price for the medium to longer term, so we're definitely ready for that price to go back up and then to grab a little bit of profit on that. Next up here, we've got viral agents. I'm actually still trying to buy those if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a quick look at my orders. I just put this one up. As I've said, this summer I do think that keeping an eye on PI is going to be important. You can here again see that we are going to all-time lows of 8,000 ISK. I'm trying to buy just above that, but if it would trigger, that would be a pretty damn good purchase, of course, with potentially some very nice profits. Next up, the Textiles, of course. We have grabbed those. Part of them sold in Jita, the rest of them have sold in the Tranquility Trading Tower itself. And we bought these for 7,200 ISK. Now, going for 7k, let's take a quick look at the tower. Yeah, so prices are still dropping, but sellers, look at that margin, 8,500 ISK for the sellers. I could put them up right now and try to make a profit out of that. In fact, I mean, 1,200 ISK on this is not bad at all. So definitely something that I'll want to look into. Maybe I'll be a bit more patient. We can see on this chart that 10k or close to that is possible as well. So that's a decision that I have to make. Next up, the Nova Fury Cruise missiles is actually an old trade that succeeded once. Bought for 501, sold for 670, and look at these margins again. Almost nobody is actually buying these, so I'm trying to basically do this trade again. 501 for the buying. Look at the sellers. One is at 622, and then we are up to 814, 914. If you get rid of this one order, which is only 6,500 missiles, you've got potentially like a 40%, no, maybe even a 90% profit on that 501 purchase price. Not bad, definitely one that I want to try and do again with pretty small numbers, 20,000 units, but a couple million here, a couple million there, and it of course starts to rack up. Mjolnir precision missiles, what I'm liking here, I could buy them for 240. They're already selling at 250. That's 100% profit potentially if I manage to grab this buy order. So I am still doing this Tech 2 missile trades. The other ammos, I haven't really looked into that, but I think that there is lots of potential. Same here, Mjolnir Javelin Heavy Assaults, 76 ISK for the buying, 132 for the sellers. That is basically double the price. Not bad. The problem is, if you want at least a couple million in trade, we're talking 100,000 units. So this is a bit trickier. I think those that are like 500 disc or a couple hundred disc on the buy price are actually the sweet spot, because this looks like a number that's not too large, something that a player might actually want to buy for one of his ships, so they might just want to sell that to you out of impatience. Another trade that I'm trying to do here are the guidance systems. So this is actually an older order that has not triggered yet, trying to buy them for 90,000 disc. Unfortunately, competition came in, so it's definitely not that all of my trades are successful at this point, but I am patient, so I am just going to keep this, let's see, guidance systems, not here. That's kind of weird. Do I actually have them in Jita then? Let's take a quick look. Ooh, I actually have some guidance systems in Jita that I bought for 90,000 disc then, because that's only the potential source for that. Okay, that's not so bad. Let's do a quick view market details on this one. I could sell them now for 99, practically 100,000 disc. Is that enough? Probably not. Especially considering this chart, we could definitely make our way above 100,000 disc and try to eke out a profit. Fertilizer, still trying to buy that one. On my orders, the fertilizers are still here, so grabbed a couple for 8,900 disc. That is not so bad, but again, if we then look at, again, go to view market details and then the chart, if you manage to grab them for 8,900 disc, that is below the entire chart, so potentially, yeah, I already have a little bit of profit compared to these sell prices, but I'm gonna keep my buy order there and maybe see if we can actually grab all of it. Then we have the broadcast nodes, actually one that we cover in Eve Talk. Look at this chart. This is, I mean, 1 year low point. We're just going off a cliff here, so I am trying to buy this dip. It is something that I've said over and over again in Eve Talk as well. For these advanced PI materials, it's a bit of a gamble, but yeah, structures are definitely a thing in EVE Online, of course, and lots of them are being blown up at the moment as well, so who knows, this might be a good investment, especially if CCP would come out with extra structures and stuff to build in that way. And so here, advanced PI materials definitely is things that I think you can invest in on the dip, so I'm trying to buy these for 1,750,000 disc, and it looks like my order has actually already triggered. Yeah, I put this up for just a couple of minutes, and I already have them. So you get some really cheap broadcast nodes at the moment. That's actually quite a surprise. I'm gonna see if I want to buy even more of them, but looking at this chart, lots of potential on this purchase for sure. And then we also have some biotech research reports that I'm trying to buy, or have bought, no, trying to buy for 55,000 disc at this point. And if we look at the market details on these, then yeah, I think it's basically just okay, no, an older order that hasn't triggered and that is not triggering. So at that time, that must have been competitive, but you can see that not all of these buy orders actually succeed. Buyers have actually gone up to 81,000 disc in a matter of about a month, apparently, from this buy order. So that's not very competitive anymore. I'm gonna allow it to run its course. Who knows, since we've gone there before, who knows how volatile this can be. You can see that here about a month ago, we did dip very low. So I'm all for patience, and yeah, I gotta say I did really well in the last couple of weeks, especially on that Tech 2 ammo. I'm actually getting some very nice profits there. Let's go take a quick look in Jita as well, because I want to cover the decryptors. So best way to do for me is like that. Then let's warp out, and we'll take another look at that as well. Take 2 ships, I'm a bit hesitant at the moment because things are slowing down substantially in 0-0 at the moment. With the drifters, of course, lots of alliances are actually batting down the hatches, but you can see here the Hound has some nice volatility to it. These are potentially nice trades to make, and you can see that we are already going back down as well. So I've one eye, I would say, on especially the stealth bombers and the logistics cruisers. Look at the overshoot here, for instance, on the Guardian, went up to 280 million ISK, bottom 200 million, you could say. Buyers are at 195.5. You're buying below the entire chart. If something happens, yeah, then these Guardians potentially, that's a pretty nice profit margin of 80 million ISK on a 200 million trade. Definitely nothing to scoff at, and yeah, a bit of an overshoot from production. You can see that volumes have declined quite quickly, too much stuff coming to the market, and can't absorb that, giving us a very quick buy order after an incredibly nice spike up to 280 million ISK. So yeah, Tech2 ships, they're a bit more risky, they're a bit more capital intense, and what the hell is happening there? Some stuff is blowing up just outside, but it's all quite alright. And let's put these in the item hanger as well, and I will take a look at some more potential trades. But I'm still doing that weekly trip to Jita. This time it actually took like 2 weeks for most of my buy orders and my sell orders to trigger, but it is still working, and I am finding some very nice trade opportunities, especially in PI. You can see that I'm starting to build up a bit of a PI, library of items here, 246 million, and then we also have the broadcast nodes that have just triggered another 100 million potentially. This is a medium-term trade for me, these PI materials. The summer does tend to be the place where you get some really cheap stuff, and then hopefully a winter expansion, for instance, can create lots more buzz and activity in the game, which will then hopefully drive these prices back up. But I'm also keeping a much closer eye on these as well. And here's something that has triggered, of course, these Mjolnir Torpedoes. Let's take a quick look at that category. Was it trying to buy Mjolnir Torpedoes? Let's see where they're at. Or is it in the... Oh, of course, I put these in the ticker sometimes as well. Damn it, I need to still work a bit more on my system, but we have... Let's see what they're actually called. Javelin Heavy Assault Missiles. Mjolnir Javelin Heavy Assault Missiles. I bought these for 76 ISK, and look, I can try to sell them for 132, almost double the price. So we're gonna put these guys up here. Let's do sell this item. Let's do 131.90. Give that 3 months time, and yeah, look at that potential trade that I'm making here. It is not so bad. It's for a very, very small volume. I am still trying to basically find the right items where I can do like repeated trades and things like that. Let's actually put a point here, go like that. Okay, and then we can put this one into the trying to sell category. Let's see, what else do we have here? So these broadcast nodes have been bought. We're gonna put them in here to keep an eye on those. Then the biotech, so that buy order is still up. Fertilizers, we're still trying to grab a number of these. So in the buy orders, we still have some fertilizers. The guidance systems, bought them for 90k. I have my guidance systems available as well. So we're gonna put these in the ticker as well. A bit too early to try and sell these. Taking another look at my orders, the precision cruise missiles, we're trying to buy them. Nova stuff, we're trying to buy them, that's okay. We've got some Textiles in here, which I of course also just moved. So bought them for 8,200 ISK, already selling for 8,500 ISK. Gonna take a quick look at the chart here. A bit too early in my book to try and sell them. Something like 9k should easily be possible, so we're gonna put them in here as well as part of my library of stuff that I need to keep an eye on. Then we've got the viral agents that I'm trying to buy, and the water-cooled CPU that I've triggered as well. All right, gotta take a look at that market as well. Bought them for 6,900 ISK. Buyers are now at 7,100 ISK. Yeah, sellers at 7,300 ISK. So I bought, despite this final jump down below 7,000 ISK. I mean, potential profits absolutely pretty amazing. 10k, 11k should be possible. So very happy with that as well. Let's put that in the ticker. And so this is the stuff that has actually triggered in the last 2 weeks. These are the orders that I'm trying to do right now. A bit more PI and some Twitch trades with the Tech2 ammo. I mean, we're talking 50 to 100% margins here. I'm really liking that. And as I've said, we're also keeping one eye on Tech2 ships. At least the stealth bombers and the logistics cruisers, those tend to show the most volatility if something does happen in nullsec. And well, things are a bit in flux. They might have some crazy plans out there, I hear as well. And then that's it for my trade update on my personal trades. I really like the way this is going, and I'm actually enjoying that part of the game. And then another thing that I wanted to show you guys, I've actually been doing some data sites in HiSec as well with the Ishtar, the all-in-one Ishtar. And look at that, Stradios as well, by the way. These decryptors are doing very, very well. A lot of them are very high. So for that, you actually have a full category if you want to take a look at that. Manufacturing and research, then we get the research components, and here are the decryptors that are available. So here's the Accelerant Decryptor, currently selling for 620 to 30,000 disc. That is a 1-year high point, pretty much, not bad at all. Attainment Decryptor comes from a high point, and this one is actually settling down on the chart to 3 million ISK. The sellers though, 4.1 to 4.2 million ISK. That's definitely well above average on the chart as well. We've got the Augmentation Decryptor, 6 months straight up to 1-year high point, now selling for 1.85 million. Not bad at all for a single decryptor. That Augmentation Decryptor you can just find in HiSec sites, so pretty damn good. Optimization Decryptor currently selling for 6 million, so this is not completely crazy, but we can see that others. Optimized Augmentation Decryptor comes from just a high point as well of pretty much 9.3 million, is still selling for 8.3 million, well above average. The Parity Decryptors are still going for 2 million ISK at this point. Look at that, 2 million ISK on the chart, not bad at all. Process Decryptor currently worth 700,000 ISK, but you can see on the chart as well, used to be worth like 500,000, so also at a high point. And then the Symmetry Decryptor, 1-year high point yet again with 630,000 ISK on the sellers. Look at the narrow margin here as well, 625. There is lots of demand apparently for these decryptors in the market at the moment. Perhaps the new Tech 2, although I think they have their own decryptors for the Triglavian stuff. But something that was very surprising as I was bringing my data site loot back to the market. This, for instance, 23 million in Symmetry Decryptors. That is not bad, especially if let's say that I want to try and sell. I mean, I'm not going to waste my time here. 625 to 630. I'm just going to sell them for 23.5 million. And this is from pretty much the most accessible content that you can find. HiSec exploration data sites, no danger whatsoever. In the cheapest frigate, you can actually run this. These I'm going to try to sell for 690 here. Let's see if we can do that. Try to get 10 million out of those. Then we have a couple of these. Yeah, definitely a bit more margin on those that are more expensive, of course. So we're going to try to get a nice round 2 million for each of these. Then we have this as well. And yeah, this is my Jita experience at the moment. Well, 1.8 million, 184. That's actually an immediate for me, because not worth it to waste too much time. And then we get the accelerators. Yeah, those are worth it to actually give them 3 months at, let's compete with that one sell order right there, 620,000, to not undercut absolutely everything. But yeah, decryptors, data sites, data site exploration, actually doing really well in the market right now. Almost all of them at high points, and I think except maybe one of them well above average in price at the moment. And that's gonna be it for this trade update video, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hope your trades go well, and I'll see you all next time.